leading up to the next urban legend conspiracy theory. God, what are your thoughts?
Who, Kanye?
We don't have to talk about God. It was just a joke. But if you want to, we can.
If you want, man. I'll talk about Kanye.
Talk about, you mean Kanye?
Kanye's pretty dope.
He's still living in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium over there.
I don't know what he's been up to. Apparently,
on
it's not done yet.
You know, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Squad Pod, episode 59. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Follow us on all the socials. All of your support is greatly appreciated. But, yeah. How you guys all doing tonight?
Pretty good, man.
It's been a minute.
Good.
So, this is the first time that we've done it the bi-weekly way now. So, I mean, it's a little odd.
Feels
but it's
weird.
refreshing at the same time.
It is. It's
Exactly. I'm excited to talk.
It's like it's been so long, but it hasn't been. Because we talked last week. We just didn't do this last week.
we just didn't do the podcast last week.
But yeah,
Got some interesting stuff done.
Yeah, I have something to start us off with if you guys are ready for it. I kind of warned you. You're gonna need your tinfoil hats because we're going back to conspiracy land here.
I didn't make one.
Yeah, I didn't make one this time. I just got a regular hat. I got the tinfoil in the inside. That way it's not as crazy. But all right, so I got a game for you. I don't even know how I came up with this, to be honest, but so I'm gonna list you guys 4 conspiracies, okay? I'm only gonna give you a short description of them. If you've heard of them before, don't ruin it for everyone. But one of these is actually true. Something that actually happened. The rest are, I mean, I'm not saying they aren't true, because that's the whole point of a conspiracy theory, but there's no like, concrete evidence that it was actually proven. But the one thing actually has concrete evidence that it was a true thing. So, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna have the name of the conspiracy and then just it's only like a sentence or two. I don't want to get too much into it, and then So all right. So the first one I have, and again, if you've heard of it, don't tell everyone. Just don't spoil it.
Gotcha.
The first one I have, the Denver airport has an underground bunker that is used to house the billionaire elites, maybe lizard people, and possibly aliens. It also has an underground tunnel that could go all the way to Colorado Springs, and the runways are shaped like swastikas. So yeah.
What am I supposed to do now?
I'm gonna list you 3 more. I mean, if you have anything you want to say, other than
I have a question about this game. Are you going to tell me that lizard people have been confirmed, or am I just going to automatically nix this one out?
It's part of the conspiracy, man. Like, I don't know.
Right now that
I don't know if lizard people are real, or you'd have to go underground in the Denver airport to find out.
All right, making sure.
Do you have something to say about that, Vernon? Have you heard of this one before?
Well, I have, and I don't know what to say because,
I've heard about this because Vern has showed me videos on this specific thing.
Vern showed me.
Listen, I don't believe the lizard people, but like the airports are shaped like swastikas. Like if you pull it up on Google right now, they are. shaped like swastikas.
I guess that part's not really a conspiracy. Maybe it's just a terrible coincidence.
It's true,
but
part of it's true. That's what I was gonna say about that.
Yeah, that's something like if you look at it. That you could pick that apart, but
I can believe the underground tunnel shit too.
I don't know
about the lizard people.
Apparently,
I don't know if
there's a tunnel that goes all the way possibly to Colorado Springs Airport.
Interesting.
I don't know, but all right. The next one I have is the 1984 Firecracker 400 race in Daytona Beach. It was July 4th, 1984. So President Ronald Reagan actually attended this race. Conspiracy theorists think that this race was actually staged because it happened to be Richard Petty's 200th win. So there's for good publicity. The president showed up, and it's his 200th
present
win.
there for his 200th
and
win.
Apparently it was like there was like a big party, like there was concerts and everything, and it just so happened to be this guy's 200th win. So I don't know. That one's probably the most minor, of this.
It makes sense.
So that makes a lot of sense, though. Yeah,
I could believe that's true.
It could be. I don't know. I do, but So, all right. The next one I have is the KGB. Back in whenever it was big, used propaganda to spread AIDS denial in the United States under the codename Operation Infection, and the C is a K. Yeah, I'm not sure what the purpose was, but that's a thing. The KGB used propaganda.
It was AIDS denial.
Yeah, apparently in the 80s that was a big thing. Like that people didn't think that AIDS was real, or that's a weird coincidence that's happening today. But but yeah, apparently they didn't think AIDS was like a big deal, and yeah, the Russians, I guess, were trying to spread that here.
I'm trying to think if I saw any Corona signs with a K around any of these like protests or marches and stuff, or at the Capitol.
I mean,
it's very interesting.
Yeah,
it is.
But
I don't know what to think.
I know, like that. Well, the last one is Mattress Firm. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. Mattress Firm is actually a money laundering front, considering there are stores everywhere, yet they're always dead inside. You ever notice that, though? Like, there's mattress firms everywhere.
Yeah, that shit I've heard about, too. I've heard about it's a money laundering scheme.
That it's a big money laundering front.
Yeah.
Because, like, apparently there's a mile stretch in, like, Mississippi with, like, 13 stores. It's, like, an absurd amount of mattress firms. And how many people are buying mattresses?
Makes sense.
Everybody buys a mattress. Just they buy it slowly.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but the mobsters and the mafia back in the day, they used to have a thing called going to the mattresses. And that's pretty much, that's called like going to the safe house. Like if you're in danger, like at your estate, or like that's going to the safe house where you can stay, is like going to the mattresses. That's where they have all their extra money, extra shit that they go to, like a hideaway. It's like going to the mattresses. So that kind of makes sense. Makes sense.
Exactly.
That's crazy. That's just a terrible thing to, like, their name is associated with something with money laundering. And it just so happens now that they're, like, accused of money laundering.
Hey,
but all right, so what do you guys think? Which one of them sounds like something that was true?
The Daytona race.
The Daytona.
I was gonna say the Richard Petty thing.
Lizard people.
Not the lizard people.
Sure, lizard people.
Alex says lizard people.
Okay. Yeah, it's, just to be on the other side. No, it's the Daytona one, because if it was a money laundering scheme, it'd already be canceled if there's proof.
Unless they were in with the government.
Or they were that good at money laundering.
If they were in with the government, then it would be really hard to be like, we found proof, because I don't think Evan would be able to find that proof.
It was an internal investigation. They found no wrongdoing.
Sure.
Found no wrongdoing found. Yeah. Have they ever been investigating for money laundering?
I actually
or anything.
I feel like they would say that's no proof then. It's two. Match two.
So okay, I guess I'll go to it. So the mattress firm, I guess there was a report done to debunk this theory that they were a money laundering front. So mattress firm is not confirmed to be a money laundering front. Obviously the Denver airport one was probably the most out there one. I mean, I guess you never know. I mean, Denver airport could
kind of gave that one away with the lizard people.
Well, I mean, that's what I was trying to describe it like the way a conspiracy theorist would. Like, obviously there could be an underground.
You told me one of these is true, Evan, and I'm pretty sure lizard people.
I don't buy it.
I mean, it could have been for I don't know. It's not true, obviously. All right.
I'll buy it.
It's just a big ass airport 20 miles away from downtown. All right. That's all.
I think the swastika is a little bit of a stretch too. I mean, it looks like it.
Yeah, they are shaped like it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the picture. It's just like, yeah, it is. But I just feel like it's just runways kind of going off.
Shape's the shape.
Shape's the shape.
Hey man, that looks like a swastika.
I don't know if like any other airports look like it though. Like how common is that arrangement of runways?
Like
is more or less what you know what I mean?
Like I just feel
question to go with the conspiracy: why hasn't it been changed?
Oh, money.
I feel like that's a lot of work.
Right yeah, man, that's like uprooting roads and shit.
Hey,
anyway,
I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like to change it, like that kind of looks like a swastika. Like
it's 2021, of course, it's a big deal.
Of course, it's a big deal.
We have something like this. We gotta get it out of here. We gotta
cancel it.
No more, cancel the airport.
Nobody's flying Denver anymore. Fuck them.
I'm boycotting Denver Airport.
Cancel them bitches.
You can just fly to Colorado Springs and take the tunnel.
Nazis.
Yeah, go to Aspen.
Look up some of the pictures and murals on the inside too. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, they have like gargoyles, right? Like, and
I don't know.
There's art that like depicts the end of the world.
I wish I should have wore my Cease Investigation shirt tonight. The Illuminati.
All right, so actually, the 1984 Firecracker race was never confirmed that this was an actual thing that happened. But
what the hell?
But all right. In 1992, I'm just reading this part off of Wikipedia right now. The director of Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service admitted that the KGB was behind Soviet newspaper articles claiming that AIDS was created by the U.S. government. So yeah,
for sure. That was like
so it was the opposite. They promoted that it was created by the government.
Yeah,
like they were saying it was real. And it was,
yeah, like Russia was creating propaganda saying that like the U.S. created AIDS as like a scare tactic.
Yeah.
So that way,
it was just the flip flop. They flip flopped the real thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that one was true. Was that Russia wasn't? It was like Operation Infection, and yeah, the C was a K. So it looks fake. Like it looks fake as hell when I was reading that, and I was like, oh, this is actually true.
Mortal Kombat did it.
Wait, what's that?
He was part. Ed Boon from Mortal Kombat was part of it. That's why the C was a K. This is a stretch of a joke.
I got you.
But yeah, so obviously like the whole race thing, like maybe could have been true, but there was never any proof behind it. It's all just conspiracy. But yeah, the Operation Infection was a real thing. So sometimes the craziest ideas.
I forgot about that one, or I would have probably picked that.
I mean, look at what happened with like the last few elections and everything. I mean, Russia is known for,
interference.
Yeah, that happens, man. Maybe not just Russia. I mean, I know it happens everywhere, but
Russia's just a snitch. They just see what the U.S. is doing, and then they're just like, hey, you know what they're doing to you guys? Check this out. Or they're just like, it'd be funny. Let's mess with some of the election shit. Why not?
Be funny.
They just want to fuck with the U.S. I feel like that's what the plan is.
Like, the funniest part about it to me is, like, back then it was all, like, writing newspapers and TV stuff, but now you just make a bunch of fake Facebook profiles and then you share it to someone's grandma and they think it's true, and then they share it, and then someone else's grandpa shares it, and now it's all everyone thinks it's true. Now vaccines give you 5G, and we're here now.
Give you 5G.
I feel it running through my veins.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's all I got for that. I know
that's
you
all
guys
you
like a good
I'm
conspiracy.
I'm gonna piggyback because our topics are somewhat similar. Because I'm gonna give you some things, and I want your opinion on if you think they could be real or not. And if you do, then why?
Okay.
And
Cue the
it happens to
theme
be
song.
urban legends.
Urban. Okay. I was actually thinking of just like when I was listening to those to just have one that just said Sasquatch. That's it.
Sasquatch.
We'll get there. We got to work our way up to Sasquatch. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot to pack.
Yeah,
that's an episode in itself.
You think the Kraken could ever be real?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like anything in the ocean could be real.
Or Squid.
Yeah. Ocean's too deep and scary for me to be like, no, it's not real.
What's down there? We have no idea.
I already feel like they found giant squids, and I think that's close enough to a Kraken, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty fucking close. They're like 90 feet, man. It's a goddamn building, you know?
The Kraken is like what you would see, like, taking down huge ships. Like, crawling and shit. Yeah.
And if it doesn't exist now, maybe it did, like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's too probable.
Yeah, Kraken.
They talk about like big ass birds and big ass like spiders and huge like these humongous alligators or crocodiles that like millions of years and shit.
Yeah, the biggest squid ever found was 43 feet long. That's big enough to take a ship down.
That's like bigger than
maybe a tiny ship.
And over millions of years, they're definitely bigger.
I don't know. Okay, so like a tractor trailer is 53 feet long.
Yeah.
So I could take that.
Not a big ass. No, maybe like a tiny ship, like a merchant ship.
Yeah, but back in the day, the ships weren't like.
Yeah, they weren't like big
sturdy as they were today.
Yeah, they were made out of wood.
They were made of wood.
Listen, a pirate ship is only 150. An average pirate ship is 156 feet. It's almost like
we got stats on that.
A third of it, you know. That's a third of that ship. That's pretty big.
Up and wrapping around.
What's the average height of a pirate ship mast?
Breaking it in half type shit.
How long are that squid's legs, not its entire body? That's my question. You know what I mean? Especially if it's from fucking head to tail, like to the bottom of it, only 40 some feet, then like I think like 10, 15 feet of that is going to be body. You know what I mean? And then you only got a little bit, like you can't take a ship down. So you need a much bigger squid to take down. You're underestimating the Kraken here. Okay. It's way bigger than you're giving it for.
All right, I'm just saying, let's just say this pirate ship saw a 43-foot giant squid. By the time they told the story, it was a 50-foot squid. By the time they told the story, it was a 60-foot squid. Kraken. It's the Kraken.
You know, I'm going to say.
I mean, you got points there.
It's the Kraken.
I don't believe him.
I'm going to say evidence of a 43-foot squid makes it very probable that a Kraken could have existed at some point.
You would have to make sure it's able to wrap its tentacles the whole way around the ship.
That's what I mean.
It's like tight enough that it can snap
to break it. So that thing would have
to be huge.
Okay, but
it would have to have.
Like, where did the stories of the Kraken originate? Because what if they were just like regular like fishing boats? You know, giant squid takes one.
Listen, I got it right here. According to legend, the Kraken believed to be a giant sea creature with tentacles that lurks in the depths of the ocean. The story of the Kraken supposedly stems from Nordic tales that describe monsters with huge tentacles that roam the sea.
So Vikings.
A Danish historian described the creature in detail, saying the monster was round, flat, and full of arms. Back in 1755.
Did you say Norse mythology?
Yeah.
Nordic, right?
Yeah. Nordic.
Yeah. So Vikings, right?
Yeah.
Nordic
tales. That's not that long ago.
And then it says in 1857, the remains of a creature believed to be a giant squid were spotted by Danish naturalists who supposedly saw the large creature's beak that had washed up on the shores of Denmark.
A beak?
Oh, yeah. Man, listen.
The big ass beak.
Average Viking ships are only 56 feet long. That could crack that ship in half.
But how big, like how wide are they?
15.
You have to figure out how wide they are too.
Only 8.2 feet wide.
But is that just the head, or is that like what's the tentacle span?
No. This is the average size of the ship.
Oh,
is what I'm saying of a Viking ship.
Because
the long ships
squid
which carried them
is like 40. Okay, let's just say like 40 feet tall. You know, what did we say? Like 10 of it is head. 30 feet body. 30 times. That's 60-foot wingspan right there. That could take down a Viking boat.
An 8-foot.
I can believe it.
Kraken's real.
I believe it.
Debunked.
Kraken's real. Confirmed.
Yeah.
Kraken's real.
Yeah, you're right though. It does depend on the boat. If we're getting into specifics, it does depend on how big the boat is.
Does a giant squid turn into a Kraken depending on the size of the boat?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's a cruise liner, it's just a squid. But if it's a sailboat, it's a kraken.
If it's a fucking little sailboat, that's a kraken. Holy shit! That thing just took my ship down with one swoop. Telling the story in a bar. You didn't tell them how big the ship was. You just told them that the ship got destroyed by the squid, and that's all they heard. Even if you did tell them how big the ship was.
The next one I have here is the Jersey Devil. I don't know if you guys have heard about the Jersey Devil. It's very popular in New Jersey.
I'm not familiar with this.
No.
It's like the
kind of. It's also dubbed the Leeds Devil. Creature is thought of as a winged bipedal horse creature, a combination that could be described as horse-like creature with wings,
like a Pegasus.
It stems from the 1700s, where pretty much it would steal children and kill children and eat them,
like the Chupacabra. I've heard about this.
Well, the Chupacabra drinks the blood of goats and shit too, and people.
I think it
apparently
tastes good, don't it?
Does it?
I don't know. I think so.
I mean, I just pictured a Pegasus that eats kids. Am I wrong? Am I not picturing this right?
Well, the story is the legend states that a woman named Mother Leeds became pregnant with her 13th child and said, "Let this one be the devil." And the child was born with hooves, wings, and horns.
I don't
so
believe
it's a Pegasus Minotaur person.
It's said to have been spotted over 13 times in New Jersey.
13.
Why would this animal just stay in New Jersey?
The number 13.
No animal would stay in New Jersey. New Jersey sucks.
Yeah, maybe that's why an animal would be there.
Myth.
Instant myth.
They'd find a way to toll the Jersey Devil trying to get around eating his children.
They named a hockey team after him, the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, they did. There's a PS1 game.
So does that technically mean that it exists?
Yeah.
Because there's a hockey team.
Confirmed.
Like, that's how big of a legend it is in New Jersey. They named a hockey team after it. And pretty much anybody that lives in New Jersey knows about the New Jersey Devil.
Well, that's pretty concerning living in Pennsylvania.
They're just it is what it is.
It's a legend.
You know what I mean?
Like, does it get to the Delaware River and just turn around?
Yeah, don't cross the basic Dixon
I feel like this concerns us.
It's scared to leave. It's scared to change.
It knows where these mythical lines we drew in New Jersey are, too.
It does. Man.
Like, I was just in Philadelphia.
To eat kids.
I was just in New Jersey.
Columbus
I went to the aquarium. I should know about
this. Hey, this is it. Can't go past this line.
You're either on the Union or you're with the Confederate.
Who you with?
Who you with?
The line in New Jersey right here.
And the Jersey Devil is like, I'm going with the Confederates, and that's why he's like, I'm not going past this fucking line.
We're making fun of him, but no, I don't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, that one's.
I think that's way too far fetched. Yeah.
The same with this next one. The next one you probably heard of is the Mothman of West Virginia.
Oh no, I like this one.
But this one is like where the Mothman prophecies is based off of, like the book and everything. But it's supposed to be what it is: a man combined with like a brown reddish moth. Apparently, it goes back to the 1960s in West Virginia. Apparently, it stems from when 5 men were working at a cemetery to prepare a grave for a burial. They spotted a brown human being emerge and fly out of a tree.
I believe it. There's more to that story. I've listened to it. They're aliens.
It's probably alien.
There has been more sightings of it, and like people have seen it, but it's so popular now they actually have a Mothman festival in West Virginia every year. So I mean, he's famous at this point. I don't know, man.
He's the person with the bridge scene, right? Like people were spotting him, and then like 82 people died on something on this bridge. He's supposed to like bring forward bad omens, and like people were spotting him, and then like a couple weeks later, this huge bridge in this town collapsed and like killed a bunch of people. So there's a movie about it with David Duchovny, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah.
I mean,
so yeah, I wouldn't necessarily believe in that one either. I believe in the Kraken over that one.
Yeah,
I would believe in the Kraken over that, but I do believe in the Mothman. But
you believe in the Mothman?
I think it's aliens, though.
Pretty much anything.
It's probably an alien that's stuck here.
Yeah, anything that's human mixed with anything. I'm kind of like,
how would they keep hidden though?
Yeah,
they just go back to space.
I think they go back to space. They're gone, vanished.
Okay, if they're aliens, it's sort of believable.
Yeah, that would be my theory of the Mothman.
I'm still going to say nay.
What if the Kraken's an alien?
What if we're aliens?
What if we're aliens?
We are aliens if we go to
Ready
Mars.
for that.
We're already aliens. We've been out of this area. Well, I guess the moon's technically ours.
Yeah, the moon's ours. If we go to Mars, we're aliens on that
Why
planet.
is the moon ours?
Ours is
flag
on
on it.
Earth. I mean,
Fucking flag on that shit. What do
We
you mean?
stepped on it. We were all like,
That shit is
but
ours.
it's Earth.
Until
Like
somebody
it's
takes
dependent
it
on
from
Earth.
The
yo,
bird?
there's some moon man sitting over. Like, what the fuck's that guy doing? This is mine.
Did he do anything about it?
What the fuck's it? Yeah, he went over and knocked it down.
I don't know. It's weird that we haven't been back since then. Like, why haven't we? Maybe they did. There is somebody up there who was like, oh, this is yours? Go back down there before we really fuck you up.
Or
You
we
know?
got up there and there was another flag or a couple other flags up there.
Listen, I
Like,
was just
I've
watching.
seen it before.
I was watching a Whitest Kids You Know, and he's showing him like the guy taking the first steps, and the kid raises his hand. He's like, "Who's holding the camera?" And he's, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You told me he was the first person to step on Mars, but who's holding the camera?" And he's just like, "Hold on a minute." He calls the principal, and he's like, "Who's holding the camera?" He's like, Who landed on the moon? And he's like, "Well, what do you mean? It's Buzz Aldrin, and he's holding the camera." And he's like, No, Lance Armstrong took the first steps. Who's holding the camera?" And it's just like keeps going and going.
So what
It gets
had
up,
to take the first steps before him?
and it gets up to like Obama, and he's like, "Who's asking?" And then they tell him he nukes them.
Oh my God.
The whole punchline of the joke is he says, "Why'd you do that, sir?" And he's like, "I'm Obama." And he pulls up a cup and it says Obama. But he's like, "Then who did hold the camera?" He's like, "Oh, it's a camera on the leg of the ship." He's like,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
it was just like this whole thing. I'm just like, who is holding the camera? Anyways, sorry, I just watched that like an hour ago.
The next one was what Vern guessed was the Chupacabra. Puerto Rico.
I'm definitely believing this shit.
The first reported
Not the New
Chupacabra
Jersey
attack
Neva?
in Puerto Rico was in 1995.
The first one?
The first attack of a Chupacabra, like on a person. Apparently, since then, there have been alleged sightings of the blood-sucking critter across North America.
Mhm.
America.
People
That
didn't lie in
includes us.
1995.
People were lying like crazy in 1995.
No, this shit's
They're
real.
much
man.
more honest. This one's true.
This one's real. I don't really have no evidence or no facts or nothing like that. I'm just saying I've heard hearing about the Chupacabra for a long time, and I'm just like, man, that's spooky. That's pretty spooky shit. Like, I got a question for you. Like, do you guys think ghosts are real?
We're getting
Yeah, I
different
believe
subjects.
ghosts
I
are real.
don't believe in ghosts.
You said you do.
You know what I mean? Like, I
don't.
Yeah, I
I
could believe
don't.
ghosts are real.
I don't.
I do. I 100% do. Like, I think that shit, like, so that type of shit, I could see something like a Chupacabra running around. You know what I mean? Being just like an evil, like, I don't even know, man. Like, what if it's not a physical thing? It's like not real, like, but it's like fucking people. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
Fuck's
Apparently,
up, fucking people.
Chupacabra is Spanish for goat sucker because it was known for killing a lot of people's goats
See,
around
it's not
Mexico
fucking
and
people,
Puerto
it's
Rico.
sucking off
Maybe
goats,
it's
man.
like a vampire, like a hybrid, like one of these vampires in the fucking 1800s fucked a pig or something.
Sucking off goats.
Drain goats and other small animals of their blood. That's what it says. Came legend in the 90s. Came legend around Puerto Rico with stories of its original sighting, appearing everywhere. The next sighting wasn't until the 2000s.
So,
Man, people
I
didn't lie
guess,
in the 2000s.
I guess what I want to ask
Just like
is,
people in 1995.
like, okay, how did they know they drank its blood? Like, was it just like a bloodless goat? And two,
I don't know.
if they were able to confirm it, what else could it have been? Because
A vampire bat.
I don't know.
A
It does have
vampire
here
bat?
that when alleged Chupacabra bodies turned up, scientists DNA tested them, and apparently they said they were normal animals affected with sarcoptic mange,
What's that?
and their hair had fallen out. Mange is, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like dogs and shit can get it, where their like hair falls out and they turn like rabid, kind of.
Interesting.
Like super vampire rabies.
So yeah, I was
super
gonna say,
rabies.
giving it the like they're giving this.
It fits the description of what it could be, you know. I don't know, like what Evan was saying, I don't know if there's evidence of it actually sucking blood out, or if they just found, you know, an animal with a bite and was blood everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know. Chupacabra real.
I could believe that the Chupacabra is real, though.
Definitely
I could
real.
believe in it.
Mange is just like scabies in animals.
I believe in the Chupacabra over the Mothman.
I don't believe in anything land-based because humans are everywhere on land. Sea, a lot of undiscovered shit. Land, everything's discovered. It's all satellite images.
I'm gonna stay neutral on Chupacabra.
That's a boring answer.
What about?
I don't know
Nessie?
enough about goat predators.
Roll on to the next.
Nessie, I believe in. Dinosaur.
Believe in Nessie.
Water.
Yeah, it's probably a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I don't think it's alive anymore, but I think.
Like
I mean, when you look at the infamous picture, the black and white one.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just a dude that's swimming, and he's in the middle of like
a stroke.
His stroke.
It looks like a log to me, man.
Looks like Nessie to me.
It does look like it could be a log too.
I mean, maybe that picture itself isn't real, but like the legend of the Loch Ness monster. I feel like it's something like a kraken. It's something that could have existed maybe once upon a time.
Yeah,
but
it stems from apparently 1930s, so it's been around for quite a long time now.
I think it's a deep sea creature that just kind of got stuck there.
Exactly. I think about how high the sea level used to be, and eventually that lake was formed, and maybe there was some offspring in there or eggs, or and it's just people saw it at one point and they're like, oh my god, like, and now there's probably not any. Like they're probably all gone by now.
Well, I know that they've drained it a couple times.
They've
drained the lake before
and found nothing.
Yeah, they found no bones or anything. I
don't know. Maybe like back in the day, like when the original Nessie died, they found it and kind of like, all right, this is like our own thing. Well, like maybe the people around Loch Ness like buried it, and they're like, nobody can know about Nessie. That's
nobody can know about
like
Nessie.
I don't know. Maybe they worship Nessie or something.
Too much
Who knows?
Revenue.
You can make a horror movie based around like these people that worship Nessie, and it was actually real or something. That would be a cheap B movie you can make. I would make it.
I think Scooby-Doo did that once.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, the first sighting or the first story of it was like the 6th century. So
1930s, you said.
No, that's when that picture was taken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the history.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like the earliest
the 6th century is thousands of years ago.
It was year 565.
So then bones probably be gone.
Yeah.
I think
even if they drained it.
I'm kind of with Alex on a lot of this. Like if it's in the ocean or water, I mean, there's too much that we don't know about it. Like it could have existed. I don't think it's there now, but
yeah.
I think it's something that could have been there.
I believe that it once existed.
Or it could have been something.
Looks
we didn't
like
know
a
what it was. It might not have been a monster.
Like a lapras.
Like a lapras.
Looks
like a lapras.
Yeah.
The next two, I'm going to give the two here because they're kind of similar. Of course, we got the old Bigfoot Sam Squamch.
And
I'm going to pair that with the Yeti that lives in the Himalayas.
Because they're like the same thing. I get it.
Kind of the similar.
All right. So I've heard arguments against Sasquatch. I like the myth of it, like that there's just this big mountain creature it just doesn't want to be seen. It wants to hide. But like you would think we would find some sort of like a body, like an actual Sasquatch body found somewhere, the one that died.
It lives deep in the woods, man. And it knows like cave systems and shit. That's what I think.
But not
if
one.
It was.
We haven't found one in.
Because they die in them caves, man. They don't.
How do they
reproduce?
Imagine you're fucking spelunking or something, and you just walk up on a dead Bigfoot carcass. Like what the?
Or maybe they live in like cave systems,
Oh my God.
But they come out to the woods to like hunt and shit.
But they reproduce, right? Like
maybe.
Oh, you're treating them like they're a whole thing. Maybe it's just one of them at one point.
One Sasquatch reported in like every state.
Yeah, it's a traveler, man.
It gets around.
He's a rambling man, dude. He don't put his feet up.
He's a free bird.
Yeah,
like Tarzan.
I could see Tarzan existing. Is that a thing?
What?
You can see Tarzan.
Raised by gorillas.
Wait, is it a myth about the boy raised by wolves? Is that a myth, or is that like a real thing?
I've
heard that before too.
I think that's a lot more plausible than Sasquatch.
I gotta know about the boy raised by wolves.
I feel like it's definitely been a story at one point. But I don't know, man. I could maybe at one point, because they call it like the missing link between like apes and humans.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe at one point, but I don't know.
Some
like,
sort of
kind of like
Neanderthal that was still roaming around.
I mean, people still see fucking Sasquatch today. People still reporting a Sasquatch sightings.
Yeah, they had a whole show about it.
I don't know. I'm more inclined not to believe that shit today than I am to believe it from like 30s or 40s, because you actually gotta fucking take a picture of that shit to prove that it's real.
Yeah, exactly. Picture it ain't happening.
It's harder to doctor that shit way back then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, today we ask for receipts. We need that.
Yeah,
proof.
today.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anything could be doctored or faked now.
Back then, you'd see the tape lines on the picture.
Like, I could tell.
But yeah, that's all I had. It was just the urban legends that I figured we'd talk about. I'm glad that you had something I can bounce off of too. It was pretty similar. I don't know if you've been stealing my homework, Evan.
No, actually, what actually led me to that was I think it was the AIDS thing. I was actually looking up something for school, and it just led me there somehow. And then I'm like, oh, that's a weird conspiracy. What's a bunch more? So I'm just like, I was in a rabbit hole. Like, someone would have probably looked at my Google search history and be like, oh my God.
Oh, shit.
I've gotten there before, man.
He's a couple clicks away from flat Earth.
Oh no, I was looking at it because I just wanted to see some of it. I am more educated in flat Earth than I should be, but that's just that way I'm prepared. I'm prepared.
I was watching years ago, dude. I was watching Hills Have Eyes, and like as I'm watching it, I'm like looking up stuff about it, like if it's based on true, and then it like took me to like a story about like cannibals and like this incest people, and like by the end of this big long rabbit hole, me just clicking on shit, dude, I'm like reading memoirs of like people who like are actually in it, and I'm like, what the fuck am I on? Like they're actually into incest. I'm like, get off of this. Like I'm way too deep into this shit. Like I don't need to be all the way over here. This started with me just watching a movie, and 2 hours later I'm on to like some weird shit, and I'm like, no, I don't need to be on this.
Oh shit.
It was weird. I was like on Reddit, you know, and just like.
I was gonna say, Alex, once you get to 4chan, you stop. Like, man. It's bad.
I was like, again, it just started like reading about like cannibals and the first like incest like tribe of cannibals. It's some like Swedish tribe that was like documented, and from there, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, what's going on right now?
You went down the rabbit hole.
I went down the rabbit hole. I was one click away from a bad porn site. I was like, I don't need to be on this shit. I don't need to be doing it.
Know the line and don't step across it.
He was about to go a step further, and he's like, no, this can't happen.
Can't do it.
I've had enough. Yeah, that's interesting. So I don't know if you guys even want to talk about this. So you guys believe in ghosts? I don't know how you guys. I don't know if you guys want to get into that.
Do you fuck with the war?
Do you fuck with the? I don't fuck with the war.
Do you fuck with the war?
But I do believe in ghosts.
Interesting.
I don't believe in ghosts.
What's your
I just
reasoning?
think like it's something about the soul and the spirit. Like and everybody having an individual personality. Like your body dies, what happens to that? I have no answer, but like something about it just like leads you down to like ghost existing type. You know what I mean? Like lost spirits, or who knows how it happens. I'm just saying, like I definitely think it can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I totally agree, man. I don't know. I've just been here. I heard some stories. I know people. I've heard stories from people themselves that have had stories about like ghost encounters. I myself haven't really had any encounters with ghosts, other than there was some spooky things at that house that Vern's at right now. You know, there's some stuff that happens there. We don't talk about it too much because we don't want to unset, like, make them angry or anything.
Vern's still there.
But I do believe that there may be or may not be a ghost in that house.
Oh God. I kind of suddenly want to change this conversation.
We can change the conversation.
Vernon, I lived there for years and I never saw no goddamn ghost.
I've seen some pretty freaky shit though, man. Like I've been here for the longest. Like I've definitely seen some freaky shit over the years. It's been pretty timid lately though, so I don't want to.
Feel like it just got a little colder in Vernon's room right now.
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't know, but like what Vernon says, I believe that it could stem from like what he was saying, how unique the soul is and how unique a different personality is. You know, where does that come from? Where does it go? Where is it just then? You know, but
where is it just then?
What?
Right. Like,
where is it just then?
Maybe they don't. I'm not saying that like for a fact they exist. I just think they probably do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's just kind of because I used to believe in ghosts, you know, for that. I don't know. I mean, in the last few years, my entire ideal system has changed completely for all of this stuff. But I don't know. Like, I get what you mean. Like when you die, like what? And this is that's a whole other thing. But you know,
that's a crazy question.
That's I was in that rabbit hole on Reddit the other day. There was like someone was talking about it, and then you're reading about. And that's just one of those questions I feel like everyone has to like think about at some point in their life. Like, how do you feel about that? I mean, yeah, I guess you could avoid it until you die and just figure out. But like, I guess that's just it. That's one thing I've had trouble with, Vernon, is just like, like what happens like when I die? Like, there's gotta be something like that. Everything that I've experienced.
Right.
Like,
but not even necessarily that. Like, not even like continuing.
Like there's more to me than this, you know, like
than the flesh.
Yeah.
And like, is there like a tiny little thing inside, like creating, like running this robot meat robot? You know what I mean? Like, what's making me get up?
And think about like before you were born. Like you don't know what that was like.
Right?
Is that what it is? And you just don't know. And then what? Like you just don't know for the rest of eternity.
Soul?
Like.
What movie? This movie Soul, the new one.
I haven't seen it.
Soul? No, I didn't watch it.
Watch it with your kids. Then what happens?
Hide the kids, hide your wife.
No, don't
hide them. Bring them.
In fact, bring the kids. Bring the wife.
With them. It's about souls and stuff like that, but it's a kids movie. It's very interesting.
We're just a bunch of chromosomes thrown together, and then when we die, they all get thrown into a pool, and they just get pulled out at random. More chromosomes.
Well, you're thinking about it as far as like we're just space matter.
It's chromosomes.
Space dust at the end of the day.
I heard an interesting when I was reading that Reddit rabbit hole, and it's kind of comforting. It's one of those things that are like, okay, like at least this can help me sleep at night. Like, so if you do believe that, whenever you do die, there is nothing after that. Like the universe is presumably like infinitely like expanding, contracting, like the whole like what we perceive as like the Big Bang, it just keeps happening. Like, so when you die, the next universe that comes out, then you that's how you come back. Like, it's almost like reincarnation, but
it's like just to the scientific level, like matter reassembling in the same
exactly.
form.
Like your matter, you eventually become the universe, but then you start to you become something out of it again someday. But you just have no clue what happened before, what will happen after. And then you have to go through that whole process again, trying to figure it out.
This is leading up to the next urban legend, conspiracy theory. God, what are your thoughts?
Who, Kanye?
We don't have to talk about God. It was just a joke. But if you want to,
Kanye,
we can.
If you want, man. I'll talk about Kanye.
You mean Kanye?
Kanye's pretty dope.
He's still living in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium over there.
I don't know what he's been up to. Apparently, Donda's not done yet.
Donda's
not done yet.
That joke actually has reminded me. With work, I'm actually surprised we didn't bring this up yet. But Norm MacDonald since our last episode.
Oh yeah,
have passed away, and man,
yeah, man. I've been going down a Norm hole here the past week.
The jokes have been recycling on my YouTube constantly, and today I just watched like a compilation. It was like Norm MacDonald loves being booed, and it was all just Weekend Update stuff. Like,
dude, watch fucking Mike Tyson's Mysteries, dude. Norm MacDonald's fucking hilarious in it, dude. He's the little pigeon.
Yeah, he's a
fucking
pigeon.
Hilarious.
That's right.
He's hilarious in it.
I remember that. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I wasn't like a huge fan before he passed away, so I get it wasn't like, but I don't know.
Like I was a fan of his Weekend Update and some of his movies. I wasn't really like too well known on his actual comedy, but this has actually made me dive into his comedy, and it's actually making me appreciate him a little bit more. Because I find his comedy hilarious, and his style of humor is just so dry. And then like not a lot of people get it just because his main objective is just to fuck with a lot of people.
Yeah,
they're like going on The View and just being an asshole just because like he doesn't like them.
He killed a guy.
But like I don't know. It's interesting. I'm still watching videos because he has like the Norm MacDonald podcast before where he would just bring different celebrities on. And the best part, they have compilations videos of he just like hands these different guest jokes to read
and has them read them out loud.
And some of them are the dumbest shit ever, and some of them are like, this should not be said on the internet type of shit. Like this cannot be allowed in 2021 type of humor. But he's like, and like the people are like, who writes these? And then he's like, I don't know. We got some people here. And then, like, you could clearly tell that Norm MacDonald wrote all these jokes. And every time they're just like, who wrote these? And he's like, I don't know. We got some couple people writers, people around. He never says who writes the jokes, but we all know it's Norm.
I feel like the funniest part about it is like most of the jokes aren't funny. Like if me or you were to retell them, they're not that funny. But like just the way he delivers them, they're so slow. And like half the time you have like the joke, filler, the punchline. Like this whole part of the joke.
And then his dumb smile where he looks at you like he's waiting for you to be offended.
And then after, that's the thing. Like, after he tells the punchline, he just waits.
So happy with himself. Exactly.
Sit with it.
That shit.
I watched the first episode of his like podcast show that he has on YouTube, and he has like a co-host who like works at the Comedy Store, but he gets his co-host to like ask questions and say shit, and then like the camera cuts to Norm just like looking at the guest, smiling, just to see what like the reaction is.
He loves.
He had the one dude just like ask the one comedian. He's just like, so like, where do you get your material from? Like, where do you get your ideas? And then he's the one dude's just like, that's a stupid fucking question. I'm not gonna answer. Like, and Norman's just sitting there like smiling, looking at him, just like, yes,
just waiting, bro.
Stir the pot, or get someone to read a joke. And like in the middle of reading the joke, the guy's like, I'm not finishing this. I can't read this.
He's just like,
or he gets him to read something. He's like, oh, that's uncalled for. I don't know who writes these. Or he's like, we can't be saying that. like, well, come on now.
Oh yeah,
like he didn't write that shit.
There was one
act like he didn't write that shit.
There was a guy at work that was telling him to other people, and it was, I forget which one it was. It was the one with something with like the dolphin. And I don't know if which one I'm talking about, but at the end, like I heard him say something about a guy and a dolphin. I literally walked away for 2 or 3 minutes. I come back and he's just about to hear the end of the joke, and he says like something like he doesn't have a porpoise, and like that was all the joke was. And like, but that whole time he spent telling the rest of the joke was completely meaningless, but that's what made it funny, because like normally it was just
he has like stupid shit where he's just like, I've really been some reflecting on my life, and I want to write a book. And I really kind of looked at my life, and I kind of figured I'm a deeply closeted gay man. And they're like, wait a minute, you're gay? And he's like, what are you talking about? I would never say I'm gay. But I'm a deeply closeted gay man. And they're like, but you're saying that you're gay. He's like, I would never just say I'm gay. Who do you think I am? Like,
that was Letterman, wasn't it, that he was talking to?
Oh, dude, he's done that joke a couple times, but like, it's just I find it hilarious just the way he delivers it. He's like, I'm a deeply closeted gay man. But I would never admit it.
But I would never say that. You know, like
I would never say that.
Oh my god.
I remember watching a clip. He was telling that to David Letterman. He wasn't getting it. Like he wasn't catching on to any of it, and he's just like thinking that he just revealed this like big secret about himself, and then he does exactly what you say. He's like, "No, I'm not gay."
No, I'm not.
But, I got 2 kids.
Oh my god!
My favorite, like the last one I have, like I could think of is the one I actually watched today. It was, I don't know if you ever watched Jim Brewer. He's the dude that was in like Half Baked. He's like the super stone dude. Like where he's just like, "Who's coming with me, man?" It's that dude. But he's telling a story about when he worked on SNL. And Norm never did sketches at all. He just did Weekend Update. And then like there was a week that Pamela Anderson was on, and they wanted to do like a Twilight Zone sketch. And Norm's like, "You know what? I'll do it. I'll be like Rod Sterling, like the dude that narrates it and everything." And Chris Kattan, the dude who's like in Night in Roxbury and all that shit, SNL. It's like there's a joke going around that he's like a closet gay guy, and he always like hits on, like brings girls around to think, like try to prove that he's straight and everything. And like he keeps like ragging on Norm this whole week, because Norm, like when they do rehearsals, he's just doing it like Norm. He's not like doing an impression or anything. And the whole week he's like, "Norm's gonna ruin this bit. He can't even do the impression." He's like, "I should be doing it. I could do all this." And then it comes down to like showtime and dress rehearsal, and like Norm is just doing it like Norm. And then like 10 seconds to showtime, Norm just like in front of the live audience just like rips on fucking that dude, like Chris Kattan. Like he's like, in case everybody didn't know, Chris Kattan's gay, and he doesn't, he's kind of mad because he wants to admit it, but he can't, and he's being a little bitch about it. And he's like roasting Chris Kattan 10 seconds before they're doing the live airing of the Twilight Zone. And then they're like rolling, and then he does the fucking greatest like Rod Sterling impression for the skit. Like he actually does it, and he like does it flawlessly through the whole skit. But it's just funny, 10 seconds before that he's roasting Chris Kattan in front of everybody, and they're like, "All right, we're rolling," and then he just goes right into the actual act. Like he didn't show everybody his impression until that night. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Right.
That's pretty like good for them for letting him do it.
Oh, dude,
like...
but he was roasting Chris Kattan, and like Jim Brewer's just saying like everything he was saying, and then it cuts to like an interview years later of them asking Norm about it, and he's like, he kind of admits it without saying he actually did it. He's like, "Nah, I wouldn't say anything like that. I don't know." I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, "I mean, there was some things said, but I don't know if you want to go all." He's like, "I'm not going to say everything I said, but it's somewhat close."
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I've been going down Norm MacDonald rabbit hole. It sucks, man. Because now I'm like, damn, I would like to see this dude do like his comedy. I would like to see him do stand up.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's crazy that he kept it like a secret, but I mean,
yeah,
I guess you get it. Like, look what happened with Mark Hoppus. Like he had cancer, and then it was like a big deal. Like everyone knows about. Like, he probably just didn't want everyone in his business. Like,
yeah, I mean a lot. Just like Chadwick Boseman, man. Nobody knew that at all until it happened. Unfortunately, it's sad.
Like,
I mean,
I was still working and everything. Acting like normal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I feel like I would be like that. I wouldn't want everybody to know, man.
Yeah, I feel like especially someone in that position, you might feel almost like pitied,
exactly.
And
yeah,
I'm sure keep
it a secret, or just let people close to something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we can talk about something else. We don't have to go dark.
Yeah, we went from death to Norm to cancer.
Death again.
Yeah, let's just not do that. I know I'm just pulling this straight out of my ass right now, but I remember you said earlier why I guess Best Buy is going to start selling PS5s.
Best Buy, GameStop, and apparently Walmart is going to start selling them here soon.
Like they're all going to be coming out like in stores now.
apparently they're going to have they're going to be stocking them in stores. Now the availability, I don't know about how many they're getting, but apparently they're going to start selling them in stores.
Interesting. So Alex,
so who knows how
Vernon, when you guys getting on that?
I'll get one eventually.
Bro, I read a rumor, or I heard a rumor, I didn't read it, that they're coming out with the PS5 Pro by 2022, so...
How?
In 2002. What do you mean, how?
How? They can't even make enough PS5 regulars. I guess they might as well just make the Pros at this point.
When did the Pro come out for the PS4 life cycle? Probably 2-3 years in.
Couple years.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was only a few years.
Yeah, I mean, we're already going up on a year.
Yeah, it'll be a year here next month.
Yeah, so if they do it end of 22, it'll be two years.
Yeah.
PS4 Pro launched in 2016, so 3 years.
So 3 years, but still.
Yeah, close.
Wow. So the PS4 Pro is around for 4 years.
I can wait 2 more years. I'm just kidding. I'll get one before that, I'm sure.
You won't be able to play any games here soon.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. There's games coming out that I want that I might have to bite the bullet and be a PC gamer here soon. No.
Fine by me. If that's what we're gonna do,
no,
I'm ready.
I don't wanna.
I'll get those Bethesda games on my PC since I can't get them on PS5.
Yeah, for real.
I'll get Starfield or whatever it's called.
I just don't play a lot.
That space game for Bethesda.
I never boot my PC up, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play games. I have games on here, just don't play them. Other than with you guys, I play with you guys. That's it.
I don't have time to play games regularly, let alone on my PC.
Yeah, that's why I love my Switch, man. I be playing my Switch. Put it down.
I play my Switch.
I
play my PS5 more than anything, though, man.
Dude,
I kind of rotate back.
Mine's a YouTube machine. $500 YouTube
my
machine.
My TV's the YouTube machine. I just use the Amazon shit.
I got Cocomelon running 24/7 on this thing.
Cocomelon machine.
But no,
bro, I've been really. Oh, go ahead, Evan. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I've been really getting into Dune, man. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer at all for Dune that comes out here at the end of October, but I picked up the book. We went to BAM the other week, and I was like, you know what? There's a movie coming out. I don't really know much about Dune. I'm gonna pick it up.
You said
start reading it. Dune.
Like a sand dune?
Dune.
Yeah. Just like a sand dune.
Exactly. Because it's based about a planet that's nothing but sand.
I see this.
Spices life, man.
Spices life. See,
Spices life.
But I didn't really know much about it.
I've never seen it.
Like we were talking about rabbit holes. I went through a rabbit hole, started reading the book. I was bored this past weekend, so I fucking watched the David Lynch movie of Dune. It was okay. It wasn't anything great. I like the story, but I think I'm looking forward to this new movie because I think it's going to be way better. Yeah. But I like the story, man. The book's actually really good so far. It reminds me of just a sci-fi Game of Thrones, man. There's just so much detail. There's a ton of characters, and it kind of describes everything. It's very reminiscent of how the books are for Game of Thrones in a way. Except the chapters aren't based around a different person. It's kind of, you get to see each character's thoughts and opinions on different things. But it's a pretty cool story, man. And it has a sand planet with gigantic worms that eat things.
That'd be crazy. That'd be a crazy environment to live in.
Giant sandworms and shit.
Is that where I'm sure that's probably some sort of mythological thing, but that seems to be a pretty common thing though, sandworms.
Yeah, I think it's pretty famous in sci-fi period.
And I think it really, kind of stems from Dune. So I mean, the book came out in '65.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Did they pull that out of some sort of mythology? Because look at Pokemon, Onyx. Sure. I've seen
Tremors.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I've seen stuff in video games that sandworms.
Even Star Wars. I mean, I know it's an asteroid, but same bullshit. It's a big old worm out of that thing too.
But Dune is wildly acclaimed as one of the greatest sci-fi books around, next to how World of Worlds and shit back in the day and stuff. But it was never really properly adapted in any way because because they was supposed to have sequels to the David Lynch one, but David Lynch one bombed because it wasn't that great. But there's like other books, and I mean this book is like this thick, man. And there's like 3 other books after that, and they're looking to do sequels. 2 other movies. Yeah, but they're looking to do 3 movies, 2 more movies from this new one that's coming out.
It's very pop culture. Like I've never seen it, I've never read it, and I know what spices, like I know like the gist of it, but I've never done anything to it. Like you're reading it and stuff, so it is a pretty famous series.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah,
and until like I saw it, and like the book was only like $10, and I was like, shit, I'll pick it up, I'll start reading it, and then I was like, I knew about the movie, so I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it. So now I kind of know like the story, so it makes it a little bit easier to read in a way. So I can kind of picture the characters. I know what's going on in a way. But it's pretty cool, man. I recommend it. I'm looking forward to the movie. It looks awesome.
I'm looking at the book stuff now. That's interesting. That's a lot of books. That's 6 full books.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to read all the books. I'm probably just going to read this one, see where it goes from there. I don't know about all that. I read the Game of Thrones books. I'm still waiting for them bitches to come out. Finish this shit.
I never got through the first one.
I never get through any books anymore.
I can't read, man. I don't have the attention.
I read them twice because I was like, hey, I read them once before, and then I'm like, hey, I'm going to start reading them. It's going to take quite a while. Maybe this Winds of Winter will be out by then. Nope. Nope. I read through all 5 of them bitches again.
George R.R. Martin got paid. He said, fuck y'all. I am writing shit.
This dude doing everything but writing them books.
Yeah, man.
He's making Elden Ring with the fucking From Software team. He's doing like the shows for HBO, for Game of Thrones. He's
probably making Elden Ring. They call him while he's sitting at his beach house. Like, hey, can we do this? He's like, yeah, man, I don't give a shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
I wrote 5 words today. He's like, he makes it like takes 10 seconds out of his day to go write 5 words for the Winds of Winter.
It's like SpongeBob. He's like and that's it.
That's all he has still, and he's like, I'm
like he couldn't even write Winds of Winter. He's just got the. He doesn't even have the rest of the book written out. Or
I don't know how to break it to the fans. I didn't write anything.
I don't know where the story's going.
He's like, I haven't done shit in 10 years.
Honestly, I introduced way too many characters, and I don't know where all these plot threads are going.
He's actually written like 16 copies of it, and people keep coming back. They're like, what happened to this character? He's like, shit, I forgot.
Shit. God damn it, I forgot about that character.
I'll go back.
Don't worry, the show does that too. He's good.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, they really didn't like the end of the show. Now I have to change the ending.
Yeah, and that
was Wind of Winters. He just like tucked it back under. He's like, oh, they didn't like it.
It's gonna be a little while longer, people. Sorry.
Yeah, he definitely said that he wasn't changing it, and you know damn well he is changing stuff.
You know he's gonna change that shit.
Like how can't you? Like, I don't know. I'm still in the camp like that. The ending could have been fine as long as it was explained properly, but we didn't get the explanation, so it sucked. It was like
just kind of.
They just threw the ending like 2 seasons too soon. Just threw it in there. It was just like, here you go. We're done. Pack up our bags. We're gonna go to Star Wars and not actually do it. Like,
listen, I don't understand why they did it too, because it was still at the height of the popularity. Like, it could have went for 2 more seasons and been fine.
HBO was throwing them money. They were like, you can have it. You can have all you want. And they were like,
we're good. Nah, we want to do something else.
I don't want to play with that anymore.
They could have did a hiatus.
HBO should have said, fine, you do these 2 seasons. Peace out. We'll get the more people to finish it. Fuck that.
Yeah, like that, or
we'll get new people to finish it.
Hey, we'll support your next 4 projects, your unnamed projects. We'll back them because we're HBO and we got the money. And take a hiatus, make your 4 projects, and then come back and finish Game of Thrones for us. You're under contract now. Like. That shit gets done all the time, That happens in the music industry all the time. They sign artists on, and like, no, you're gonna do 4 albums for us. Like, that's what you're gonna do. Period.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you want to go do something else. That's not what happens. You're doing 4 albums for us.
Yeah. So,
it's crazy.
Shitty,
man. I wasn't like as upset until I read that that HBO was like, you can have a full 10 episode season. They were just like, we could do it in 6. Like, what?
Can do it 6.
And then wanting to do like 10 seasons or 12 seasons too. Not 8.
They were like, we don't need a full 7th, and we sure as hell don't need a full 8th. We're good. We'll just do 13 episodes.
We'll be all right. Don't worry about it. We'll cram it all in.
Hey, get that Starbucks cup off the table. Nah, forget it. It's fine.
We already shot it. It's all good.
Keep moving.
It's what the kids call an Easter egg now.
Yeah. Starbucks confirmed. Game of Thrones.
Someone call Starbucks and get us a check written. Like crazy. I could go on. I actually just did something for school with Game of Thrones. I had to pick some sort of like award that was given, and I picked it was Emilia Clarke's thing where she did at the end of Game of Thrones when she dressed as Jon Snow and walked around Times Square. You guys remember that?
Oh yeah. I do remember that. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
That marketing campaign was better.
I don't even know how this show ends.
You still don't know?
No.
I'll tell you.
Even
how.
if you were to tell me, dude, I stopped season 1, so I don't know what anything is or any I wouldn't know anything. You know?
We won't tell you just in case maybe down way in the future you're retired and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones. I'm bored as shit.
Well, we really haven't given them a good case for it.
What is going on?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be pissed and you're gonna tell us, and we'll be like 67, be like, I know, man. I don't know.
Still waiting for Winds of Winter. It's gonna be better, I promise.
R.R. Martin been dead for 30 years.
R.R. Martin's kids are writing it. They said it's gonna be great.
They said they're gonna finish it.
Oh man, no chance. I don't see it ever like hitting my and again, not hating on anything. I don't even know it.
It's it'd be one thing if the finale.
You'll watch Westworld by then.
I'd be more curious about Westworld.
Oh, you should definitely
I'd watch Westworld before I'd watch that. No, I got other shit.
No, Westworld's amazing. At least the first season.
Yeah,
I watched recently. If we're talking about things we watched, I watched the new Cruella. It was pretty good.
Was it good?
It was actually pretty good. Fucking Emma Stone is dope in it, man. She's awesome.
I heard it was okay.
Dude,
I didn't really see anything too bad about it.
It's like she's like Disney Batman, dude. It's cool. It's like she's like this vigilante.
Disney Batman.
She's like this vigilante, like fashion designer. Like I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's what the movie's about. That's what the movie's about. She's like a vigilante. Like she's like Emma Stone by day, but then she's Cruella by night, you know? And she's, I swear to God, she's like in these all elaborate costumes and shit. It's crazy, but it was good.
Are you interested at all in the new James Bond that's coming out?
Yes, but I have to catch up on them. I'm 2 backs then. I don't know why, because I've literally seen every James Bond there is. I've watched them all except these final 2, and I heard they're fantastic. Just never got.
You know what? I've watched all of them. Like I missed the last one. I think I forget what it's called. But I mean, I've watched all these James Bond movies, and like each time I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I go back to watch them, because James Bond just for some reason just doesn't excite me for some. Like I don't know why. There's just something about it just doesn't excite me.
And I know this is old, but Casino Royale was fucking dope, dude. I was like, this is dope. And I love all the Pierce Brosnan, even though they get hated on today. I love the. I like the Pierce Brosnan. When they came out, I was into those. Like as a kid, I was like, these are cool as shit. But
the James Bond movies are very like they're ones that I watch, but I only watch really like one time. Like I probably only seen each James Bond like one time.
I don't know. What I think I'm missing actually 3. What
I like the games.
I like the games. There's Spectre.
Quantum of Solace.
I've seen Quantum. That was the last one I saw. Quantum. But there's Spectre, the one that Adele does, whatever song she does. Skyfall. And then there's one more, right?
I saw Skyfall. I don't think I saw Spectre.
I think there's one more either after
Spectre was the last one.
Is Spectre the last one? Maybe there's only.
I think Spectre was the last one, and then Skyfall, and then going backwards, Spectre, Skyfall, Quantum, Casino Royale.
Which was dope.
I like Casino Royale actually. Like I remember going to see that by myself.
That one was cool. I'm actually weirdly excited for the new Venom movie, man. I'm pretty excited for that. And I haven't
seen the first one yet, and I have it, and I still haven't watched it yet.
I didn't watch the first one when it came. I didn't watch it until months, maybe even a year later, and I finally it's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and be like it's a great movie, but it was good enough that I'm excited for the sequel. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
I'm glad they pushed it back a week or up a week, whatever is coming out. It was coming out the same weekend as Halloween, and then they moved it.
Nah, we're not trying to compete with Halloween. Like,
I don't know if Halloween be able to compete with fucking Venom.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a Marvel movie, man.
It ain't Marvel Cinematic Universe though. It's
I know,
Sony.
but you know how it is. I don't know if a horror movie would be able to beat a Marvel, like a Venom movie, especially one with Carnage, because no one's seen Carnage in a movie yet. You know,
I be hating people that are like, they're bitching. They're like, it's PG-13. Why would you do that with Carnage? I'm like, literally the only time you've ever seen Carnage on the screen is the fucking G-rated cartoon. Like, and you all loved it. Like, shut up. It's fine.
Shut up. And the video games and shit. Like,
nobody's ever seen Carnage being ripping people apart and shit. It's just never happened, you know? Maybe in the graphic novels, but that's it. You know? I want to see what the Venom movie made.
But
855 million worldwide.
Damn.
Jesus.
That's a lot of dollars.
I didn't think it made that.
It's a lot of guacamole.
That's
a lot of movies coming out though in October, man, because we got Venom, Halloween, and then Dune at the end of the month.
Dune.
I'll probably see Halloween and Dune in theaters though, because I'm definitely trying to watch that.
You were so right, Wyatt. I was like, I bet you was close. Halloween made 255 million.
The most recent one?
Yeah, the gross is 255.
Yeah, and that broke records for a horror movie.
Fucking
that holds one of like the highest grossing like horror movies is the Halloween 2018, and 250 something million.
That actually surprises me. I feel like there's a good following for horror movies.
Yeah, and you know what's even crazier? That 250 million that like was a record or whatever. They made the original Halloween for 300,000.
Yeah,
that's like wild. That it escalated all this way. 40 years later, 42
How much
years
did that
later,
one cost?
What?
The Halloween movie. Like, how much did that cost to make?
The first one?
No, not the first one. The new
I was gonna say, yeah, that was made for 300,000. I don't know how much the new one.
According to IMDb, 10 million.
So, yeah, they're cheap movies to make. Horror movies are pretty cheap to make.
The IMDb rating is only 6.5 out of 10.
Especially Halloween, you only got to splurge on like actors and effects.
Just got to pay Jamie Lee Curtis to come back.
Exactly. They're gonna be making a cheap movie next time, like after these two movies, because they won't have Jamie Lee Curtis anymore.
Yeah, they're gonna get actors like fucking. They're gonna be calling us.
Yeah, they'll be rebooting that shit.
Oh yeah, compare. What did I say? It cost 10 million. The Venom movie.
Million?
The Venom movie was 116 million according.
116 million. What do you think about the Mario movie that was just announced?
Oh yeah. Oh, you said you didn't like
I wasn't big on the Chris Pratt. I just don't see Chris Pratt as Mario.
I don't see.
Is he going to be doing the Mario voice? It's going to be like,
Luigi.
oh, it's me, I'm Mario.
Charlie Day for me as Luigi's the weirder one.
See, I think that's going to be funny. I think
Charlie Day's. I think he's hilarious, but like, he's Charlie Day. Like, he's indescribably Charlie Day. Like, that's his voice. And I feel like anytime I hear Luigi talking, I'm like, oh, that's Charlie Day. You know?
True.
He's like, I just need some crack, guys. I just need some crack. Kids, you're crackheads. I know it's not Charlie Day, but
I feel like that one fits with Luigi more than Chris Pratt doing Mario, because then it depends how he does it. Like, if it's just Chris Pratt just talking like Chris Pratt is going to be weird, I feel, as Mario. Unless he's a fucking great impressionist and can do like, it's a me, let's go, and he can do that type of shit. I don't know.
Man, think about Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
He's a talented guy.
Come out there with them fucking that high ass like voice, like as Donkey Kong. It's all kind of weird casting, and I think
Jack Black as Bowser.
I think because Mario is so like ingrained in our head, or just like, can they do voices? Like, I don't know. It's all weird to me.
It's going to be weird, but I think it's going to be interesting because it's going to be like a fully CG movie. I'll watch it.
I'm more excited as Jack Black as Claptrap in Borderlands.
See, I'm not
movie.
really interested in the Borderlands movie.
I'll see it just for because
Jamie Lee Curtis is in that too. Yeah,
just for Jamie Lee Curtis and Jack Black. Like they got some good stars in that. I'm like, I'll watch that.
Who was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like to be doing that high ass laugh.
Seth Rogen is
fucking hilarious.
So indescribable. Like as soon as he talks, you're just like, okay.
Dude,
he played Pumbaa in the newer
Lion, and he was Seth Rogen. He was Seth Rogen.
It's just Seth Rogen as a warthog.
Even Billy Zane is Timon was. I was like, that's Billy fucking Zane, or not Billy Zane. Billy Eisner. It's Billy Eisner.
I was gonna say Billy Zane is fucking Timon. Why didn't I see this?
No, it's Billy Eisner.
Zane's the man.
It's Billy, the guy who does Billy on the streets, where he's like, "Ma'am, name a woman for $1," and she's like, "What? You guys ever seen that?"
I've seen the clips, and he's also in Parks for a little while too.
He's in Parks, but he just he's at this show called Billy on the Streets, and I'm sure you've seen clips of it. But he just runs up to people. He's like, "For $1, would you do this?" But he goes up to this girl, and he's like, "Name a woman for $1," and this woman cannot do it, dude. She's like, "Just a woman." He's like, "A woman, any woman, just name a woman." He just keeps going back and forth with her, and he's like, he just leaves her, and she's like, "What?" She cannot name a woman. Cracked under the pressure.
But I think it'll be interesting. I don't know if they're gonna go how most of those video game movies go, where they try to introduce the characters to the real world, or if they're gonna try to actually do in the Mushroom Kingdom type movie, which they should do. I don't want to see them like Mario in Manhattan,
like
or
the
anything,
first movie,
like Tom and Jerry that just came out here, whatever.
I heard that was pretty good though. I didn't watch it though.
I heard it was good too, but I'm tired of Sonic that came out. I heard that was good too, but still, I want to see these characters in their natural habitats.
Tom and Jerry are in the real world though. I know you mean live action.
But I mean cartoon.
I get it with real.
Using live action mixed with
They Pete Dragon them. Roger Rabbit. I got it. I didn't watch Sonic either though.
I didn't either. I didn't watch
Sonic. The second one. Who would they just cast as Knuckles? They just cast somebody famous as Knuckles.
Idris Elba.
Oh, yeah. Idris Elba as Knuckles.
I think
it's weird.
I think it's Knuckles.
Which is weird.
We'll have to double check that.
He's a pretty serious dude. I mean, I know Knuckles is a pretty serious character in the game, but I don't know. It's just weird to me.
So, Wyatt, I have an unsettling fact for you. I don't know if it's that unsettling, but I feel like you're gonna be surprised by it.
Yeah, I had to look it up.
I guess I was looking at movie when we looked up the budget for Halloween. Apparently, Halloween 6 has a much lower Rotten Tomatoes score than the Rob Zombie Halloween 2.
Blasphemous.
It's
that Halloween
bad.
6 isn't great by any means either, but no, I like it better than Halloween.
Halloween 2 is at a 30%, and Halloween 6 is at 9%.
What's Rob Zombie?
That's it. The Rob Zombie one's
probably right. Yeah.
No, the Rob Zombie one, the Rob Zombie one's 30%, and the Halloween 6 is 9%.
Halloween 6 is pretty goddamn terrible, though.
It is.
I like it better than. I actually don't mind Halloween 6.
I think we like it, and not we. I think I like it better now. Not only, could you imagine though, watching that shit when it came out, dude? After all those letdowns, just
I would have been disappointed, just like Halloween 2, probably.
Yeah,
but at least it kept I don't know. It didn't ruin all of the characters like that one did. But there's the surprise coming out in October where you can hear more about that later. Because I do talk about that in one of those videos.
But
I don't know, man. I won't watch Halloween 2 again. Really. I watched that. I mentioned that cool edits on YouTube in the one video I do.
Wait.
I watched that one. That's what I mentioned before.
No way. I think the original...
There's this YouTuber called Cole Edits that took the original... He took Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one, and he cut all of the young Michael Myers bullshit out and made it just like how the original Halloween is, and he replaced the Rob Zombie score with the 2018 Halloween score. So and like he re-edited the whole movie, and it's awesome. It makes like it's tolerable, and they incorporate the only good part of Halloween 2, which is the hospital part from Rob Zombie, into the end of it too, and it works out. So it's like I'm only watching that from now on because it incorporates the only good parts from the Rob Zombie movies.
I don't think Rob Zombie's a good director. I don't like any of his movies that much.
Really?
I think the first time I saw House of a Thousand Corpses, it was I was like, damn, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy.
Bro, I rewatched that a little while ago. It was like within the past year with Annette, and it's been years since I saw it. And man, it's heavy. Like it's like not heavy on like, oh, it's sad, but like it's heavy like the content you're seeing.
Crazy.
It's like it should be some X-rated shit.
Yeah,
like
man,
what you're seeing.
It's too wild for me. And
I feel like you're watching a snuff film. Like
Devil's Rejects.
Like this shit's real.
Devil's Rejects isn't really for me. I didn't even watch.
Those are the only two movies I really like. I don't watch them at all. Really, I've watched them like here and there, but they're not ones I really like. Oh, I'm gonna watch House of a Thousand Corpses or Devil's Rejects, because those movies, like, you have to be like in a mood. Because there's some fucking heavy shit in those movies that it makes you feel uncomfortable. Like I, for one, I'm not cool with rape in movies, and Rob Zombie loves putting rape in movies for some reason, and I'm not
wife
down
and
with
rape.
So I'm like, I'm not, but that's another story. But yeah, I'm not cool with that, and there's a lot of that within, like, especially Devil's Rejects, and there's a part in that that's like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah. I'm with you.
It's not even like horror. It's just like,
shock,
rape shit,
shock
value.
It's just much shock.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd rather watch Hellraiser just to see gore over rape.
I'm not gonna watch either of them. Watch Puppet Master.
I wouldn't watch that. That's too cheesy.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
I don't want to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be in certain moods where it's like, I'm like you were saying, House of a Thousand Corpses. You're uncomfortable most of the movie just because it's like these pretty much all your characters in every Rob Zombie movie you don't like any of them. There's no likable characters, so that automatically you're like, okay, I'm not sold. I don't care what happens to any of these people.
I'm not rooting for anybody.
And then at that point, it is shock value because you don't care about these people, and you're like, okay, this is pretty wild.
Evan, you had something you were going to say. What were you going to say? Oh, you did say it. Never mind. With Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Halloween 5 also has less than Halloween 2.
It's also not very good.
I mean, most of the Halloween movies aren't very good, other than like 1, 2, and the 2018 one.
And 3. 3's pretty good.
And 3, but a lot of people don't give 3 the credit it's due because it has.
Got the Holy Trinity. I like H2O too. I like H2O. Yeah. Halloween Resurrection be dumb as fuck, but it's enjoyable.
A long time, man.
I remember the first time I saw it, and it like, because that opens up with the cult stuff, right?
No,
Halloween Resurrection. No, it opens up with Jamie Lee Curtis in the asylum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Michael comes and kills her.
Which is the cult one?
That's 6.
Paul Rudd.
Okay,
Paul Rudd's in that one.
I thought that was Resurrection. Never mind.
No.
Resurrection is
like the end of the end of the actual canon, like the original continuity kind of.
Oh, that's the Curse of Michael Myers. Okay, my bad.
Resurrection's Busta Rhymes, yeah.
It's like, I'm a kung fu motherfucker.
Trick or treat, motfucker.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
That's right. That's all I had to say.
He's the one that literally makes Michael walk away. Like I don't know if you have you ever seen it, Evan?
What, Resurrection?
Resurrection?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Where he, like, Busta Rhymes comes in dressed up as Michael Myers to scare the kids, and he actually bumps into Michael Myers.
Yeah.
He's like, I told you, I'm Michael Myers. Get your ass out of here. Like, this is bullshit. Like, you're ruining the fucking show. And then Michael Myers just walks away.
Charlie Brown music plays.
Head down.
Yeah, that one.
Like,
that one is weird.
Michael Myers can't do that.
The only thing I like about that one, and it was what I found intriguing about the Rob Zombie one in the first place, was that I like them kind of going in their childhood, but I thought Resurrection did it better, where it was just hints of it. Like, oh, he was an abused child. Whether you like the story or not, I liked it more like little hints here.
It wasn't in your face.
I mentioned it in the one video. Check it out later in October. But I think the scariest part about like what I like about Michael Myers and what it's really supposed to be is like he's like a shape. You don't know his backstory. You don't know who he is. It could be just anyone. Because that's what it's supposed to be, is just the boogeyman type shit.
Yeah,
before he was
first one,
had the identity.
He's at least a child killer. Like, he's a child that snapped. We know that about.
Yeah, but like you don't know why or anything. It was just like, hey, it happened.
I'm not saying Resurrection's good. It's bad.
It's terrible, bro.
It's a bad movie.
It's terrible.
But I do hilarious. Like H2O. Like I genuinely enjoy H2O.
LL Cool J.
Yeah, man.
Josh Hartnett.
When
Josh Hartnett was like that dude in Hollywood.
That dude in Hollywood made The Faculty. Oh, Faculty. Dope. I actually watched 30 Days a Night with him the other day too, and I like that too.
I haven't seen that in a long time, man.
This isn't as bad as I remember. Yeah, we gotta wrap up though. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah,
I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
waving my white flag.
Waving the white flag, Alex. You actually need one because.
Yeah, man.
But all right, well, thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to tune in next week, or not next week, 2 weeks from now for episode 60. Be sure to tune into Squad Pod Sports, which came out yesterday when you're watching this. And obviously next week, we got Squad Nights on Mondays. Wyatt should have beginning in October.
It'll actually be out before the next podcast. So be on the lookout for our spooky October videos that are coming out. We got some awesome horror content coming your way for horror reviews. And some surprises.
Yeah.
Some surprises up our sleeves. So be on the lookout for that.
I have a spooky month coming up. So get ready. So be sure to subscribe, follow us on everything. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on episode 60.